Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode on the Mindful SMP server. Kruncky here, we're now on episode 15 of this multiplayer adventure, and as you can see, we are back at the base, or still at the base rather, that we were working on in the last episode. So in the last episode, KennyZope, a friend here on the server, made a recommendation that maybe we could change this white concrete with blue concrete, and it would make it look more like the ocean floor than the white, which I agree. Completely agree. However, I kind of don't want my ceiling to be blue. And as this is being the ceiling of the base, doing so would make that blue. But that got me to experimenting around a bit, and I found out something that might work a little bit better than the white. And honestly, I think it works better than the blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out about half of this. I think my half point is here. I'll clear up until here, and I'll fill it in with the block that I think looks better. We'll leave this so we can compare. But yeah, let me get to that. I'll be back in a little bit. What you're looking at now is the white concrete with the blue glass over it. And we put in a few blocks over here. And as you can see, it's a tremendous difference over the white. And if we look over here, you know, looking at the ocean floor, it looks really similar. And once it's all covered in blue glass, you won't be able to tell the difference here. Most of the difference that you can see here is because of the blue glass. But as you can see, if we look like that, it does kind of show. But yeah, what we did is we took out the white concrete and we actually dropped in gray concrete. Surprisingly enough, this actually did a pretty good job of emulating the ocean floor, and that's probably because the gravel is gray. And let me try to pillar up here so that we can see it from above. It is getting a little dark, but I just wanted to see what this looks like. So yeah, definitely from the top, it looks a lot better than the white. It's almost indistinguishable from the actual ocean. And most of the difference is because of that blue glass, the edge of the blue glass. Once this is entirely filled in, there will be no edges. So it should look pretty good. I'm actually pretty satisfied with that. I have to give credit to Kenny because he did give me the idea to try a different color. It wasn't the color that Kenny suggested, but I still think that I probably wouldn't have thought about it without Kenny. I do want to try to put in just the gray without the glass and see if that works better. And I'd still like having the blue glass in here, not just because it looks better. I do think that this is a little more noticeable than this, but also because I want to be able to have just, you know, one deep water here instead of having to walk around underwater. So I'm going to clear that up, or I might leave it because that'll eventually go in anyway. But yeah, that's working. We filled up the rest of the concrete with gray concrete, and I think it's looking a lot better. If we pop in over here, let's just jump down here. You can see that, you know, we're going to have a gray ceiling, but I don't think that's too bad. I'm actually planning on putting gray lines on the top and bottom of the walls. So I think it's actually going to come out pretty well. Let me pick up some concrete that I dropped in here. I think that's it. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I like it. And we'll probably end up going with that, because I do think it looks a lot better from at least the above ocean level. And from inside, it's not going to look too bad. Once everything's in and done for, I think it'll actually fit in pretty well. So again, thank you, Kenny. Your suggestion, well, it helped. Now that we've decided on the details for how we're going to be doing the ceiling of our base, I think it's time that we work on how far our base is going to go out. And as you may remember from my last episode, we decided that we were going to go out to this point here, which is just under 50 blocks from the center, making it a 3-wide path. That'll make it a 101 block by 101 block base. So we're just going to start off putting in our 3 layers here. And of course, I'm going to be putting, I'm going to be putting gray blocks on the outside, just like the interior there. But I do think I'm going to raise this up, or maybe just the walls up. I'm not sure yet, but I do know that I want this hexagon right here. So I think it's time for a third-person time lapse. I'll see you guys in a little bit. So we got our outer hexagon in, and there were a few things that I made a mistake on. First off, the design I had was actually for the 5 wide entire hexagon and not for the 3 wide white space. So yeah, we have the whole 5 wide area here. A consequence of that was that if we go over here, this endpoint does not match up with that endpoint. In this design, we have 3 high here, or sorry, one white block sticking out here, whereas over here we don't have that 1 point sticking out and it's just 3. And I don't think we can emulate that over here because this design, unfortunately, if I can stop falling into the water, goes 2 and then 1. So in that design it was 1 and then 2, and then that kind of became 3 here. So that's kind of unfortunate, and it's too big of a design for me to go back and fix now. So I'm just going to be leaving that as it is. The other thing you'll notice is that we have a bunch of concrete that fell 1 block lower, and I don't know if you knew about this about concrete. I certainly didn't, but if we take a block of water, or source block rather, drop it in here, and then we drop concrete powder in here, you would think that because it's replacing the water, it's going to soak up the water and become concrete. But no, it actually replaces the water block with a concrete powder block, and therefore it doesn't work. In the case of replacing source blocks that are like this does work because when you replace this block doesn't go away automatically. So when you remove that, it does turn into a concrete block because of the water around it, not because of the source block. So in case you didn't know that, now you do. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to fix all of these that didn't work out properly. We've cleaned up all of our potholes, and we also fixed our design. We had to end up going 1 farther out on each side, and because this design, this is more of a outside border, this block would technically come here, so this would technically be 1 block out in each direction. But we do have our 3 white blocks surrounded by 5 gray blocks, and then our 1 gray block surrounded by 5 gray blocks. So this is exactly how it is over there, and for each level down. It did take me a little bit to fix it all up, but I think it was worth it. A base of this degree, I mean, I kind of feel like it's worth the effort to fix minor details like this. But yeah, with that done, we can work on something a little bit more exciting. And we're going to head over here to the interior of the base. And I think it's time that we start putting in the arches across. This isn't going to be time-lapse because we already did one today, and this isn't going to be the most exciting of time-lapses. So I'm just going to go ahead, build it, and give you some progress updates on the way. I'll see you guys in a little bit. There's been a change that has occurred on the spawn town, and you'll see it as soon as I open this door. But we took a vote, and we decided that we are going to turn the spawn town into a snowy biome. It's currently a cold taiga biome, and this is temporary. It's just for the winter season. And yeah, I mean, at first I wasn't particularly interested in the idea of turning this into a snowy biome, but honestly, I think everything fits in pretty well. I didn't think it would come out this good. I wish I had some shaders so that I could see it all in its full glory, but unfortunately I don't. I mean, I'm sure I could get them, but I don't feel like it. This does pose a problem, however, because we came back to the spawn town to get these guys here. And this is going to make it difficult. Anyways, I'm going to try to get some ink sacs, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. I've been working on the arches, and I've actually got them all in. Now they look kind of awkward when you're right here, but if you look straight across, you know, it does have that design right there, and it's slanted. This is the best I could do. It looks a lot better with the wall in. I've been playing around in creative again. But yeah, we got all of that in on both floors, and things are looking good. I don't have all that much white concrete, but I do have a bunch of white concrete powder in my chest over here. So I'm just gonna pick up this, drop that in there, pick up the rest of that. And yeah, so actually a lot of this is white concrete. So we can start putting in the wall. This is gonna take me a while, so you know, I don't know if I'm gonna finish today, but we'll see. So we've worked on the interior walls of the base, and as you can see, we got the top layer completely filled in. We just need to work on the bottom layer. I have neither enough time nor enough white concrete powder to fill that in, so we'll leave that for the next episode, or I might do this off camera just because, you know, it's gonna just be that, but down there. But yeah, I'm liking how it's looking. Once we get the bottom layer in, it's gonna really fill everything in. It is causing a problem with mobs spawning because it's now even more dark behind these, and will be the same down there once all the walls are in, but you know, it's not a huge problem. We just gotta run around with some torches and that'll be fixed. But anyway, like I said, that's all the time I have for today. In the next episode, we'll be filling in the rest of that on the bottom layer. Then we might do some of the glass and the ceiling tiles for the rest of the base. We'll see how many resources we have. But for today, you know, that's all the time I have. If you like this episode, you know, take this time now to head down in the likes and hit that like button, and head down in the comment section and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about this episode, what you didn't like about this episode. And if you haven't subscribed already, you know, take this time to, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and get notifications of my next videos. If you're already subscribed as usual, thank you so much. And until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good night. See ya.